Good morning, YouTube. Welcome back to the channel. So right now, typically what I have in my program is usually like my pre-workout meal, then I go work out, stuff like that. I'm waiting to work out later in the day, so I'm going to meet up with some friends. I'm going to be hitting back. They're doing some other stuff, but we're going to meet up around the same time. So typically what I would do in that situation is skip my meal 1 and 2, my pre-workout, my post-workout meal, and then I go to my meal 3. Meal 3 for me that I normally make is 150 grams of rice, white rice. I do 6 ounces of chicken breast, and then I do 100 grams of greens. It's usually been lettuce recently, like a romaine lettuce. But for this one, like literally as I was going to bed last night, I kind of had this vision. I know it's not just me, some of my other bodybuilder friends do this stuff too, but like my Instagram, my YouTube, everything is just like full of food content. Like whether that's sweet treats, savory entrees, or whatever that may be. So I had this vision, and I want to find a way to like convert what would be my meal 3 into a breakfast. Because like with the sources and stuff that I have, my coach allows it to be versatile to where like if I don't want white rice, I can switch it out for potatoes, or I can switch it out for gluten-free pasta, XYZ. So I want to try and make attempt to make French toast sticks. But the way I'm going to do it is I'm going to go about using some potatoes and my egg whites and some other stuff. I have some 0-calorie, sugar-free sweeteners and stuff that I'm going to use. But yeah, I figured this would be a fun little tutorial to show. I have no idea how many potatoes I'm going to need, so I'm just going to prep more than I probably need, and then I'll weigh it out before we actually start like the actual cooking and placing for the macros and whatnot for the meal. So got our potatoes, and take the potatoes, and we are going to wash them under the sink, get all the dirt and shit off of them. Just run in, take our brush, give them a nice scrub. Here, take our potatoes, paper towels, try and dry them out, at least as much as we can before going into the next step. This is all out of the noggin. From there, push those to the side. Gonna get out our cutting board, knife, potatoes. To start off, I'm going to cut off the round bits on the edges just to make the edges a little flatter. I'm not too worried about the tops of the potatoes themselves. And then cut these into about 1/2 inch and about 1/2 inch long ways as well. It's a little less than 1/2 inch, probably closer to 1/3 inch, I don't know. Do this with all of our potatoes. Try and cut them relatively evenly so they cook evenly. Alright, next part. Moving from over there, we have our potatoes all cut up. Move over to the air fryer. I saw this in a French fry video, so I'm hoping it works the same. Total cook time in the air fryer, or at least for like this whole heating process before we add like seasonings and stuff like that, it's gonna take about 20 minutes. Come in, set the air fryer to 400, pop your potatoes into the pan. This is where it comes important that we made sure that they're cut relatively evenly. We got our fries in there, our potatoes in there, throw it in, set it to 400, and starting off we're only going to do 9 minutes. Let that cook for 9 minutes. So we're going to get a bowl. Then this bowl, this will be where we get our, I guess like seasoning and stuff in. that we're gonna be putting the potatoes in for this breakfast meal. I'm gonna throw in cinnamon, no preconceived amount. And then we're gonna take this calorie-free sweetener from Truvia. It's their brown sugar one. Generous amount in there. A little more cinnamon. I don't really know what is too much, what is too little. It's not gonna completely coat the fries. I'm gonna whisk it together just so it becomes a little more even. And it should be fine for now. Potatoes have finished cooking that initial 9 minutes out of the 20 minutes total. So really all I wanna do, shake them about, really just making sure that they're not stuck to each other, stuck to the bottom. Throw them right back in. Go right back up to 400. We're gonna get the remaining 11 minutes. That'll be the total cook time in the air fryer for now, and then we'll move on to the next step. The next step I'm going to do is get my egg whites ready. The amount of egg whites that I'm going to use, because normally for my protein source, since it's chicken, I get 6 ounces of chicken. My coach allows for, I guess, like 25 grams of protein worth for a source. Usually that can be like 4 ounces of chicken breast. Or I can switch it out for egg whites, is usually about 230. Since I get more than that 4 ounces of chicken, that total in egg whites, I guess for the 6 ounces of chicken, would be 345 grams of egg whites. So these are the egg whites here. I'm only gonna do half of that. So I think for me, that's 173 if I did my math right. Potatoes are done. It's not super fine. On some of these, it's definitely a little crispier than others. This is usually what I look for. They're hard on the inside, but whenever you bite in, it's nice and squishy normally. From the fry recipe that I normally took this from, normally this is when you'd season it, and then you throw it back in for like another 4 minutes. What I'm gonna do here instead is I'm gonna take these potatoes, I'm going to weigh out how much that I need, and then from here, I'll dredge them in the egg whites to get them a little wet, and then we will put them into our brown sugar cinnamon seasoning, baste them in that, and then we will move them over to the pan on the stove. So if I did my math right, I need about 235 grams of potatoes. So I'm gonna hope that I actually prepped enough. I think I did. Cool, that's actually 235 right there. Got some left over. I'm gonna cook these a little bit more, at least the ones that are left over for the french fries that I've made earlier, and just kind of add that to later so I can enjoy them later with another meal. But with these 235 grams here, this out of the way, egg whites out of the way. Soak it in the egg white, cover it. I know the egg whites are now contaminated, I guess with the cinnamon brown sugar. That's totally fine. I'm still gonna end up cooking this into eggs. So I have a side of eggs, but we'll go ahead and get this ready too. But that's what they should look like after covering them. Then going to come over to the stove. Large pan, set about medium high. Set 6 for me. Coat that in canola oil to help it from sticking. Let it sit for a minute. So we get about here. I'm gonna go ahead and line them in. I think that should be good there. At least I'm hoping it's good there. Set over here off to the side. They look good. So we'll hope they're good. Keeping the pan on, apply some more canola oil. Come back over to our egg whites. I use Kinder's brown butter roasted garlic. I know there's a little bit of the cinnamon in there. It's whatever. Get all that delicious protein in there. And from here, put the eggs on the plate as they fall off the plate. So we got that, eggs. Come back over here to the scale. So I have my greens. I'm gonna add 100 grams of this romaine. They're washed. Move this off. I have some chicken that I already have cooked. So I'm just gonna add that chicken to this. Take this, take our chicken, throw it in the microwave. I'm only gonna leave it in there for about 45 seconds. This here, just gonna take the chicken that we cooked, I'm gonna throw it on top of my lettuce. Take a little bit of a house salsa that I made. So yeah, this fits within my macros, or at least it should if I did all my math and everything correctly. I got my protein source from my chicken and my egg whites. I get my carbs from my potatoes, and I have my greens with my lettuce. I have like the salsa to make it like a little bit of a side salad. I have some sugar-free syrup that I'm gonna use to dip the potatoes into, not go excessive or anything like that. I think a coffee. Use a little bit of sugar-free creamer in it. It's only like 5 calories per serving, so just a little bit in that. I'm about to try this, so I honestly, I dreamt about this, so like, I'm hoping this is good. So I kind of want to go in first without any syrup. That's good. Not too overwhelming. Nice and soft in the middle. You get a little bit of a crunchiness from the sake of the, I guess the Truvia that I used. Go in, syrup. That just brings it home. This is so good. Come here. I will be making this again. Like granted, took a little longer. Probably what I would do for the future is just like prep it at the night before, so unless I have like a full day like today to do it, make it like a weekend treat. I'm gonna eat this up, I'm gonna enjoy it. There are my macros right here. I'm gonna use the standard app, the CBum standard app. But yeah, I'll see you guys then.